think there's a lot of people don't necessarily realise that embodied carbon is now such a big part of the local emissions of a building. We've been regulating and measuring operational carbon for a long time. It might not have been called that in the early days, obviously, but we've been measuring it for a long time. And that has brought down those emissions significantly to the point where embodied carbon is now your primary carbon emitter for the cycle of a building in most cases. And because we've reduced that operational energy down significantly. So obviously, what we want to see is firstly raise awareness of the embodied carbon in the built environment. I think there's a lot of people don't necessarily realise that. The embodied carbon is now such a big part of the local emissions of a building. So firstly, it's raising awareness of that point first off. And then obviously, how do we start to bring that down? And part of the Part Z campaign, because it's not nothing legislation, we call it Part Z, but it's actually a campaign. And part of that going forward is actually then to start setting limits for the embodied carbon per square metre of certain types of building. So that then starts to bring that embodied carbon down, and we need to start being clever how we can actually continue to build our buildings, but at the same time lower that embodied carbon.